Hello, ladies and gents, boys and girls, people of all ages, sexualities, and identities, and welcome back to another comic book review. And today's comic book review is The Power of Shazam, guest starring Starman. Lightning and Stars, Part 2 of 4. Issue 35. So, The Power of Shazam. What is this comic book about? Well, it turns out that Shazam comes into contact with a giant conspiracy revolving around a superhero known only as Bullet Man. Turns out that back in the day, Bullet Man and a crew of people were investigating a top secret Nazi operation. However, during the course of this operation, they seem to have accidentally sunk a ship. This in turn caused a wide-scale national affair across the world, in which the world began to suspect that Bullet Man wasn't as clean-cut as he may appear. However, most of the incident was wiped under the carpet. Well, that's until now. Midway through an incident where Shazam comes into contact with a bunch of people trying to attack him and his sister in a store, he believes that maybe Bullet Man has been using minions to get back at him after Bullet Man got annoyed that Shazam, or Billy Batson as we know him, had tried to go out with Bullet Man's daughter. Although Billy Batson begins to wonder if Bullet Man is just being a little bit tedious at his expense, he doesn't fully believe that Bullet Man is a bad man. However, people up in higher power don't have the same opinions, and of course this makes the situation even more tedious for Bullet Man. It turns out that the Nazis that he believed to be dead and buried have been waiting for him all this time, and have been moving the powers in the state so that Bullet Man will go inside. Bullet Man calls up his lawyer in hopes of trying to come up with some way to prove his innocence, but with the overwhelming evidence against him, it doesn't seem that his case will fly. Luckily for Bullet Man, his daughter turns up with his magic helmet and he manages to escape the building. Billy Batson then goes on a mission in hopes of helping Bullet Man find out the truth about this conspiracy. Whether he takes his side or not is an entirely different question. Meanwhile, elsewhere though, the Nazis are growing stronger and stronger every minute. Can Billy Batson and Bullet Man prove the truth of what's really happening, or will they fall? We will find out next time on The Power of Shazam. So, The Power of Shazam, Lightning and Stars, Part 2 of 4. What did I think of issue 35? Honestly, I really love this story. It's plain, it's simple, and it's brilliant. I mean, Billy having to do homework and just reminding you of what he's like in the Shazam films is absolute classic Shazam. Bullet Man having a conspiracy behind it, I like it. Why? Because it gives me very Winter Soldier's X kind of Captain America kind of vibes. I always love that in like superhero comics and films. I love the idea of a superhero having to kind of face their demons. And for Bullet Man in this story, it's like watching your past catch up with you and suddenly affecting your present. I also just kind of love the family relationship and dynamic with Shazam, Billy Batson and his family in this story. I mean, the way that they've kind of balanced their like school lives and their superhero lives in this comic book, I feel like is brilliant. And by school, I meant home. But overall, this comic book, as I said, it's very solid, it's very simple, and it's very to the point. And that's what I love with a great superhero comic book. And for that reason, I'm giving Shazam, The Power of Shazam, Lightning and Stars, a solid 10 out of 10. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next comic book review. Until then, goodbye, stay beautiful, and have an incredible night. Or day. You beautiful people.